Hi, I'm Tim Van Orden, and this is Start Here. Today I want to talk about the overwhelm that can occur when we have too many urgent things to do. When life just keeps hitting us with way too many tasks or projects or social situations that seem absolutely urgent, and we get spread so thin that we can't function. We just shut down. We don't know what to do. There's too much coming at me. It's all urgent, so I'm going to do nothing. We talk about fight or flight, but there's a third F in there, which psychologists have now discovered, called freeze. Fight, flight, or freeze. Sometimes animals and people just stand there and let the lion or the world kill them, overwhelm them, depress them. So we're going to talk about that freeze thing. What happens when you're frozen? You can think about your mental energy like a rock. When there's one important thing to deal with in your life, you've got this rock, and you can throw it at the target and make a mark, leave an impact, do some damage, get it done. But through the course of that daily grind, when we have so many things that seem urgent, that are competing for our energy and attention, that rock gets ground down into sand. And now when we pick up that sand, it falls through our fingers. Or we try to throw it at the target, and the wind carries most of it away, and it just scatters. And we're not nearly as effective. And this is what's been happening in my life lately. I've got a lot of really urgent things screaming for my attention. So what I've done is borrowed a technique that they use on the battlefield and in the emergency room called triage, where you look to see, is a project going to die regardless if you take action or not? Because if it is, don't deal with it. It's going to die. Just make it comfortable. Just gently let that project go out of your life and tie up the loose ends if you can. Then you look at the projects or the people in your life that can survive, and if you don't attend to them, they are going to die. Well, those are your first priority. And then you've got a third group. This is why it's triage, try. The third group are people that are not going to die if you don't attend to them, or projects that are not going to die if you don't attend to them, and they can wait. They may be screaming that they need urgent attention, but they don't compared to the people or projects that are going to die without your attention. So what you do is take a look at all the projects and to-dos and relationships in your life, and you see which one is bleeding you the most. Which one is stealing the most mental energy? Which one is grinding that rock down the most? That's the one you deal with first. In psychology, they call this harm reduction. A therapist will often assess someone's life and say, okay, we need to change this behavior, this habit, this action, because this is the one that's the most harmful to you. So if we can get rid of that one first, then everything else is going to get a whole lot easier. Stop the heavy bleeding first, and then deal with the little boo-boos later. And this is the solution for picking the one task that you're going to move forward on. Which one bleeds you out the most? That's the one. Not the one you're most passionate about, not the one that's going to bring in the most money, not the one that your fiancé, spouse, parent, brother, boss is saying needs to be done, but the one that's bleeding you the most. Because when you're ground down to that fine sand, you're not effective. You're not doing any of them. You're probably procrastinating and doing things totally unrelated to all of those urgent projects. And yet people are afraid that if they focus on just one, well, the others aren't going to get done. Well, they're not getting done anyway. You're not getting anything done. So the next time you're freaking out and there's way too many urgent tasks on your plate, pick the heavy bleeder, focus only on that, and get it done. Pick one till done, and then have some fun, okay? The heavy bleeding is over, and now you're going to be a lot more energetic and happy, and the other tasks will become easier because you got the big one off your plate. All right? And take your time, be gentle. You don't have to rush through it. You don't have to worry about anything else because you weren't doing those things anyway. Just pick one and get it done. Okay? I hope that helps. I love you guys. Bye.